Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Brian, from Team Soaring Eagles. So, obesity is a very common health issue that is found in adults and children, especially in our country, Malaysia. And is often overlooked by these individuals who usually consume large amounts of unhealthy food every day. Alright, with this issue of obesity, us Team Soaring Eagles have created an invention called the artery flusher. So, before we go in depth into the invention that we made, artery flusher, we gotta explain more about obesity. So, obesity is a very common health issue that is found in adults and children, especially in Malaysia. Obesity is often overlooked by individuals who consume large amounts of unhealthy food every day. So, how do we know that someone is obese or overweight? We can calculate the BMI, which is the body mass index, with the formula BMI equals to weight in kg divided by the height in meters squared. So this is the obesity chart. So for me, I'm around the overweight class, which is around 25 to 29.9. But in terms of muscle mass, I'm definitely very healthy. So now, we move on to the disease that is caused by obesity. So most importantly, clogged arteries. Clogged arteries can cause hypertension and also cardiac arrest. So this is the picture of clogged artery. So you have your healthy artery over here, then your partially blocked artery, which as you can see, the fats, the cholesterol, the lipids. Then you have the blocked artery. At this point, it is actually called plaque. So plaque sucks up to your arterial walls, hence making the volume small of the artery. So once the artery volume is small, the pressure will increase. Boyle's law. Because volume is inversely proportional to pressure. So, clogged arteries may cause many serious cardiovascular diseases such as cardiac arrest or hypertension. Clogged arteries or arterial plaque are mostly caused by unhealthy diet, which consists of mostly high in fats and cholesterol. So, how do we overcome this issue? Us Team Soaring Eagles have invented the artery flusher. So the artery flusher is made out of silicone and a circuit board that is one cell thick. Hence, it wouldn't cause a blockage when it enters the artery. Its primary mission is to find clogged arteries by identifying plaques of cholesterol inside each arteries. So, the artery flusher is first fused with the patient's blood plasma and then injected through the vein of the patient. In this way, the artery flusher depends on the patient's bloodstream to find a clogged artery. Once the artery flusher found a clogged artery, the device will then bind with the hardened plaque and try to remove the plaque to improve the blood flow. So, once the device has collected the plaque, it will then follow the bloodstream and flow to your kidney. Once it arrives at the kidney, it will be secreted out as urea and then out of the body as your urine. The device will be filtered through the filtration membrane at the Bowman's capsule. Due to it being one cell thick, hence it's able to pass through the filtration membrane, so it wouldn't get stuck at the filtration membrane. So with this invention, we can decrease the chances of cardiac arrest and hypertension by unclogging the arteries that are full of plaque, thus restoring the original blood flow of the artery. This invention is made for people with clogged arteries and other cardiovascular diseases. That's it from me, and I'll now pass it on to my teammate Ritik.
Thanks, Brian. And now I'm gonna explain about what the artery flusher is made out of, which is silicon. We chose silicon because it is a semi-metal, which makes it more flexible so that it can go through our blood vessel and through our heart easily. Moreover, silicon is also very low in cost to produce, which is affordable for even B40 people. Furthermore, I'm gonna explain about how the artery flusher is excreted from our body. It starts in the artery, then it goes through our blood capillary to our inferior vena cava, then it goes to our right atrium, then our right ventricle, and it exits our heart by the pulmonary artery to our lungs, which then comes back to our heart by the pulmonary vein, which then goes into our left atrium, then to our left ventricle, which then is pumped out of our heart through the aorta. Aorta then transport the artery flusher to the kidney via renal vein, which then combines with water, salt and waste products to form urine. It's transported to our urinary bladder by the ureter. At last, the artery flusher is excreted from our body through the urine. And that's all from me. Thanks.
With this innovation, we can prevent lives lost from cardiovascular diseases. And that is all from us, Team Soaring Eagles. And thank you, Fide Labore.